Hey everybody, we are live again with Dr. Ted. This is the first time Kim has jumped in with Dr. Ted, so that's fun. Kim, what have you been up to lately?
Oh man, you didn't prepare me for these questions. I had a cold. That was my big thing. Yep. And Doc helped me out here, so
yeah.
I think it's the quickest that I've ever recovered from a cold. That I felt like my throat. I felt like it was going to be strep throat. It just felt like it was going to be horrible, and it hasn't even been a week in. So I think my immune system in general, just with my protocol with Dr. Ted, is doing much better.
So how long did it take for the augmentin to kick in? I'm kidding. You can get augmentin.
Like, I don't even know what that is.
It's an antibiotic. It's a death wish.
My face, I'm like, oh, am I on that? I don't know what that is.
We didn't prep you for this at all, but we were actually having a very serious conversation the other day about, like, so we've been going to Dr. Ted for like 6-8 months now. Have we seen a difference in our lives? And we're really critically thinking, and then at first we were just like, I don't really know, and then I just started going through, like, holy cow, my sleep, holy cow, this, holy cow, that, and we realized we have like a stack of things in our lives that have changed, that have changed dramatically, slowly over time.
Right. It's not like, and some of it was quicker, but I think people want, of course, they want these quick fixes, but we've seen huge life changes, like, incrementally, and it's some stuff that people might not even
and it was
think
things
about.
We were working on our own for years and saw no results. Every once in a while we'd see like a little tweak here and there, and it would just go away the next week. And so now we've gotten kind of a rhythm where she knows every time she's having sleep problems. Like the other night, she took extra RNA right before she went to bed, and that actually helped her sleep tremendously, her deep sleep. And that's just, she kind of just intuitively did that based on every time she's having sleep trouble, her RNA needs are higher. So so that's a really interesting thing that I didn't tell you, that we were like really critically like,
and then like boom, we had this list, and we're like, I mean, it really,
20 minutes later, I said, holy cow.
For sure.
Well, I can honestly tell you that never happened in the first 25 years I was in practice, because it was traditional Western medicine, which is disease maintenance. And, you know, before it would have been, here, take this Ambien, take this Restoril, take this Halcyon. There was a good one. Retroactive amnesia. Literally, there was a guy that, this was before it was so stringent at the airlines, and he ended up waking up at Heathrow in London, and that's not where his flight was. And it was because he took Halcyon before he got on the plane so he could sleep, and it's horrible.
Wow.
Oh man.
Literally retroactive amnesia and all kinds of bizarre stuff.
And the thing is, if you're taking a sleeping pill, the sleeping pill doesn't help you sleep, it knocks you out. So you're unconscious. If you're unconscious, you're not sleeping, you're just unconscious. So your body doesn't actually go through the sleep cycles to help restore and clear out your brain and rebuild tissues, all these different things that happen in your sleep, the increase in HGH and all those great things. That doesn't happen. You're just knocked out. If you drink a lot before you go to bed to help you sleep, you're just knocked out. These aren't restorative things. Right. They're a facade.
Now, before I started on nutrition, I would take, because I had severe adrenal fatigue. We just did a talk or a video on that. But I would take 2 milligrams of Xanax and then 50 to 100 milligrams of Benadryl to knock myself out.
Every night? Or?
Oh, no, yeah, every night.
Doctor's orders.
And the interesting thing is, if you are taking, let's see, 18 doses of sleeping pills a year, that's 1.5 times a month, you increase your risk of death from any cause by 3.5-fold.
Yeah.
I didn't do the study. That's just the results of the study.
And we've read that before too. And every single time it just blows me away.
I have a presentation I do, and part of it is on sleep. And that is.
Yeah, it's one of the statistics in there.
Like all-cause mortality just increases from taking a sleeping pill.
18 times a year.
Yeah.
And I have people that are on them every night, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah. So something we want to talk about is when we first started coming to you, we had spent years researching every type of supplement we ever put in our body, years and years and years, spending good money that we worked hard for.
And we were positive, like, this is the stuff for us. Like, I mean, we research this more than anybody. This is it, right?
And me personally, I never feel anything from anything. So I never
What about
quite
that
know.
Well, he does. He
I
does
do
feel
feel it
something.
from the mezcal. This is a day
That's
after
one thing that
mezcal.
affects him. I can tell you that.
I'm a little slow today. So, but the supplements never quite do anything to me. Coffee doesn't make me crazy and jittery. Things don't make me crash. It's sugar is about the only thing that actually affects me very significantly in the moment. Soy, like the things I'm actually allergic to, that's what I see reactions
quick
from.
response. Yeah, right.
But supplements, nothing at all. Until I started coming here, Ted used applied kinesiology and nutrition response testing, which is a form of muscle testing, to test all of my supplements that I'd spend. We probably spent $100 plus $200 a month on supplements for years, and I think one of them.
I brought a bag. Do you remember? I had like 30 supplements, and we tested them all. And I think there was like an enzyme and vitamin D
or K2. Oddly enough, the K2 showed up well.
Those were literally the only ones, and everything else was like, nope.
And then he pulls out his supplements and tests our body, our individual organs, just using mild pressure, pushing on different areas to see what organs are weak, and using our arms, the pressure on our arms, to see how much strength is there when he pushes on these organs. And that's a very dumbed down way of explaining the whole situation. But right away, I could see, like, holy cow, this stupid a vitamin D that I'm taking. I don't need it. I don't need a vitamin D supplement. I get plenty of some. A different enzyme I was taking. I needed an enzyme, not that one. So he had me on a different enzyme. And right away, a couple little nagging issues over like a 2-week period started fixing. I started actually having what seemed like somewhat negative responses from some of these, but it was because my body finally started letting go of toxins that I was storing. And part of that's due to some of the increase in support for certain organs, as well as the ability to detox and have some drainage when those organs are supported properly. So I had a good steady 6 weeks where I was feeling pretty miserable, but I was having positive gains in other areas that weren't there before. It was just the rest of my body. I could tell it was like flu symptoms, and it was just from getting rid of all this junk. So heavy metals and all sorts of things.
Well, with what we do here, the goal is that you never feel crappy.
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens. Oh shoot.
Well, in most situations, you would take it slower. I'm not most situations, and I said, Doc, give it all. Give me it all.
Just throw everything at us right now.
He'd go to end the visit, and I'd say, no, I'm having trouble with this or that this week too, and this over here and this over here. I'd tell him like 4 or 5 things I wanted fixed instead of just say, hey, fix the main thing. Keep the main thing. I said, no, give me everything.
Well, the nice thing with this is your body will only let you do so much at a time, and then you can throw more at it, and it's usually an adverse response. But with homeopathy, they want you to feel bad, and that tells them, oh, we're on the right trail, and we don't want that to happen. So a thumbnail sketch of why the whole process works is because of, I'm at a brain fart on camera here. Hypothermia. So if you're out in the cold, all the blood leaves your fingers and toes and goes to the core. You have to preserve the core. If you fall through the ice and you're in the cold water, then everything just rushes to here to preserve this. So your body knows you can live without fingers and toes, but you have to preserve the core. So if we're making you hold your arm out and pushing down, and then we're contacting with a little light pressure various organs, if there is stress at that organ already, and we put a little more pressure on that the body says, oh, poop, I have more stress now. I need more energy to handle this. You don't need it out there because that ain't important. And your arm goes weak. Yeah. When we put, and everything has an energy signature. So when we put the right thing in your hand, and it has to be the right thing, then your thyroid says, oh, gee, I'm perfect now. And it makes you feel like Superman. And then the body can handle the rest. So the body is basically telling us, hey, you take care of the heavy lifting and we'll take care of everything else. So we never work on more than one organ at a time, unless people are asking for trouble. So
always, but it's individualized to your specific body. This is not just like, okay, everybody gets this, or we're going to give everyone these supplements. Your body, it knows what it needs. And that's what Dr. Ted does, is he just taps into that. So it's specific to you. You don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to do all the research. The body will tell you. It's just, you have to listen to it.
I don't have to be smart enough to know everything. All I have to do is ask the right questions.
Yeah.
The body is more than happy to give us the answer every time. Every time.
And the cool thing is the approach you take, the training you had with nutrition response testing, that is such a systemized approach. Because any dummy can push on a bunch of arms and start getting an idea of like when the arm's strong, when the arm's not. And believe me, if you watch us be done with somebody, you're like, no, that's not real.
It is. You're like, no, they're throwing their arm down.
And then Dr. Ted does it to you, and he's just like going like this, barely pushing down, and you're like, yeah.
It still makes me giggle. I'm like, wait, what was that? Why'd that go down? What'd you push on? This is so cool.
And it doesn't matter when I think my arm's gonna be strong, when I think it's gonna be weak. I'm never right. He doesn't know. It just knows when he's pushing.
It's the body. You can't game it, right?
Yeah. But the nutrition response testing system is such a cool method. I mean, it is like you do this first, you do this, then this, then this. If this happens, then you go this route. If this happens, you go this route. There is nothing like it, and it's. I did like a short, quick training on it one day, so I have kind of an understanding which just gave me more appreciation for what he does here, and got me so much more excited every time I come in. So
there is a lot of techniques for different, applied kinesiology. There is one of them is called system strength analysis, and I could never wrap my brain around that until I saw this technique. And the reason it works is because they have perfected the training process. The first weekend you go down, all you're doing, you're pushing on arms. Is it a lock muscle? Is it not? You push on arms, they teach you something, and then you go into the clinical room and you practice it, and they make you learn it. You have to learn it. It's 25 hours of class each time. And I started all that. I wanted to retire when I was 52. That was 8 years ago, and I'm just so happy that I did it because I'd do it again even now. And anybody that is truly passionate about it, you just love it. I've pushed on arms in airports and you name it, Walmart, standing in line. Don't give me 2 extra minutes because I'm gonna push on your arm. You really think you need that pop? Nah, let me show you.
Go to the wine and spirits and decide which alcohol is best for you.
You can do that.
Tim and I do that with each other now.
We're like, let's go off in the corner and push.
So the bottom line is on this: if you're going to spend the money, ask your body. Ask your 100%. Body. Don't even rely on a blood test, because we have people come in, and again, we're in the goiter belt, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan. We don't get a lot of seafood. We don't get a lot of iodine. And those lab tests will be perfect. And yet it's the thyroid. You might have multiple stressed organs, but the body will tell us which one is the priority every time, which one is the priority. So, really don't waste your money, because the other thing is, if you do happen to stumble on a product that is working with your priority and you're taking all this other garbage, it's interfering with what the body wants to try to do. So we cut down on supplements. We narrow it down. Usually a new patient is not on more than 3 or 4 supplements. And we have a 4-bottle rule that somebody is not going to walk out of here with more than 4 bottles. And the nice thing is, once an organ is healed and repaired, we move on.
Right.
So the point is, we get you down to a good whole food multivitamin, not a bunch of stuff, but everything that you do get, your body has to approve. I have no dog in the fight as far as what people get.
Right.
But if they want, you can spend a lot of money on this. And if you do, it's because your body said, I need that, I want that. But again, once you don't need it anymore, your body will tell you. But the whole idea is fixing the diet. That's his expertise. And making sure you're getting in a nice, array of colors, lots of different foods, lots of proteins, and giving the body what it wants and needs. Because if it's in your diet, you won't buy it. And if it shouldn't be in your diet, you're going to pay for it. That's the synopsis of the whole, everything we do.
And I'm having tons of fun sitting down with patients here. Like little 15, 20-minute sessions, and just having a blast, especially sharing meat waffles. I mean, like, people are blown away that you can make a waffle out of a 1/4 pound of meat, ground meat, and 3 eggs, and you blend it in the blender. As soon as that thing hits the waffle maker, the skillet, you smell waffle.
The texture is just, it's what it should be. It's crazy.
Amazing. I was kind of blown away.
Like, I don't buy it.
That was Dr. Paul Saladino. He has 2 girls writing a cookbook for him, a carnivore cookbook, and it's the Strong Sisters or something. They're not my cup of tea, but I like meat waffles, so they are my cup of tea. Right.
So anyway, so I think the cool point here is don't guess. Come to Dr. Ted and figure it out. And what I really love is on days where I feel like something's off or like I have a week, I'm just like, I'm just not sure. I come in and there's always a little tweak that Dr. Ted can make, and then you are feeling optimal, you know, and that's the goal.
And the other thing too is what I'll tell people is it should last more than a couple of days, because your body will go through healing phases. Usually they're about 120-day healing cycles, and but if something goes on for more than a couple of days, something's off with the program, and there is no exact science, but I'll take this over blood tests and all the other stuff. So I drive about 2 hours and 20 minutes to go to the guy that I see for my health, and he's a chiropractor in Shelby, Ohio, Dr. Mark Hogue. He's a healer, and that's why I go to him. So it's helped me immensely, and I have fun now. We have a lot of fun getting people well.
So silly to like, why isn't a doctor fun? Why shouldn't a doctor be fun? Like, when we first started coming here, I looked forward to every visit. I would come with Kim.
I can't wait. Like when you have yours, I'm like, call me and tell me like what's the deal.
Well, we'll wrap this up, but so you guys know, you're just guessing on your vitamins. You're just guessing. Period.
And we thought we were doing it right, and we were just guessing.
Why guess?
So
why waste the money? And I loved that I just looked out the window and caught a dude just knuckle deep in his nose right now. So he's even walking up that way.
That was me.
That was my reflection. But you guys share this video. If you are sick of guessing and you want to find a doctor, he doesn't practice medicine anymore, but he can take you off of he can reduce your medications. He can work with you or other doctors to help you get off of these medications if he can't himself personally. And what's the phone number here?
330-386-1111. Website is drtedhill.com, and Facebook is East Liverpool Family Practice.
Yeah. So, and if you're looking just for some help with food, Kim and I have that covered. And that's lifestartswithfood.com. And or you can come to Dr. Ted's and have both of us.
Well, yeah, and I had a guy yesterday came in, and I told him everything that was going on. I told him it was, thyroid, and that if he didn't do something, he was going to have a very bad outcome. And he said, well, I want a second opinion. I said, well, you're ugly too.
So that's the other kind of care you're going to
get. Is that an opinion? It's a doctor's. I saw the guy. It was fact. This was fact. So, no. Oh man, we shouldn't work together, should we?
This is trouble.
Hey guys, thank you so much. Like and share this video. Reach out with any questions for either of us. You can reach out at East Liverpool Family Practice on Facebook and Instagram. You can reach out Life Starts with Food on Facebook and Instagram, and talk to any of the three of us. So you guys have a great one, and God bless.